It's hugely important for students to better understand their own life experiences as well as their own commitments regarding matters of sexuality. I'm thinking of a couple of conversations that are reminders of the critical nature of life's sexual dimension. There was Paige, who I interviewed for a campus leadership position. Following an unwanted pregnancy, Paige found help from a Christian therapist in processing her complicated thoughts and feelings, but it wasn't easy. And then there was William, who had bravely posted a note on a campus bulletin board describing his struggle with same-sex attraction and inviting others with similar concerns to contact him personally. I learned from one of William's friends that the student response to his note was positive and supportive. While stories of personal experience and the wisdom of authors, counselors, and theologians will be helpful along the way, our primary resource for this topic will be the Bible. One particular text we'll examine comes from the lips of Jesus, Matthew chapter 19, verses 1 through 12. Many questions. In our discussion of sexuality, we need to clarify some terms simply and succinctly. First, with the word sex, we will be referring to specific acts of physical sexual intimacy. With the word sexuality, we will be thinking much more broadly to include multiple dimensions of maleness and femaleness. Sociologist Lisa McMinn explains that sexuality is a fundamental part of our humanity that involves a natural desire for relationship. In her book, Sexuality and Holy Longing, McMinn introduces the idea of holy longing to describe our human thirst for relating to others. She states that our primary longing for God, recognized or unrecognized, may be expressed in St. Augustine's famous prayer, "Our heart is restless until it rests in you." But beyond a longing for God, men and women have been made with a longing for human social relationships, including the desire for sexual intimacy. When it comes to issues of sexual ethics, current conditions in today's American culture leave us with lots of questions and a great deal of confusion. What is the meaning of marriage? Is singleness a bad choice or a better choice? What are we to make of sex outside of marriage or living together? How should we understand divorce? What about same-sex attraction or marriage? The implications of these questions are vast. It's during the critical years of college and university life that issues of sexuality are front and center, and of course, we're not just talking theory. It's all about making personal choices and setting a course for the future. Our goal in this chapter is a modest one. Here we will simply examine an essential portion of the teaching of Jesus and seek to find personal application for 21st century survival. Foundations for thinking about marriage and sex. Maybe any conversation about marriage is beyond your interest right now. That's fine. In the passage immediately following Matthew 19, verses 1 through 9, Jesus addresses the issue of singleness. So whether you are currently married, thinking about marriage, or supposing that you will not be considering marriage anytime in the near future, it is still important for Christians to know what Jesus teaches on the subject of sexuality. Who knows how many times your personal convictions on these matters will make a difference for yourself or someone else. To answer our many questions about sexuality for today, we need to back up a bit. When it comes to applying biblical principles to contemporary life situations, it is encouraging to find that Jesus himself has spoken. While the first century Pharisees were seeking to test and trap Jesus with their questions, we are able to learn from his wise response. In Jesus' day, there was a great debate among the rabbis concerning marriage and divorce. The rabbinical controversy surrounded the interpretation of who could legally obtain a divorce. According to one school, only adultery was grounds for divorce.